Cabrini Green has long held a troubled history, notorious for its gang violence, drug abuse, and crime from even before it was Cabrini Green. But many times, because of that stigma, the good aspects of Cabrini Green, such as the housing it provides and the community who live inside it, is often overshadowed by the bad aspects that have been brought on by various things such as poor funding, improper police protection. In 1942, the Francis Cabrini row houses were completed with a total of 586 units within 54 buildings.
When I first came to Cabrini, I saw opportunity, and for a long time, there was amazing. There was an amazing social network here.
It's my playground because I play in it, I stay in it, and I live in it, and it's home to me. And it's precious from right here. I love Cabrini.
Though there was a lot of turmoil and violence, the community still came together.
We were known for this concentration of public housing. Cabrini Green, Robert Taylor Home, Stateway Gardens. These were nationally known as symbols of what can go wrong, symbols of poverty, symbols of blight.
In 1958, the Cabrini homes extensions were built with an additional 1,925 units in 15 buildings. In 1962, the Green homes are completed, adding an additional 1,096 units.
2 weeks ago, 2 Chicago policemen were shot to death by snipers at a housing project. 4 suspects were arrested. Mayor Daley said he would spend $3 million on security and services at the project, Cabrini Homes, but black leaders say it's typical of all that's bad about low-income public housing.
Notorious for being one of the most dangerous housing projects in the country. Last October, the shooting death of 7-year-old Dontrell Davis.
It became a symbol of concentrated poverty and neglect. Gangs ruled entire buildings. Residents were terrorized by violence. Snipers fired at police, elderly residents, even innocent children. In this image, of people looking out at the world through steel fencing made Cabrini seem more like a prison than a place to live.
Horror films can be great metaphors for issues. What better idea to make a horror film based in a horrible place to live in, a housing project?
You know, from a horror perspective, a boogeyman in public housing. I don't think anything had really been done like that before.
transformation is a process to replace desolate public housing with vibrant mixed-income communities.
In all, more than 26,000 families have been affected. The agency has relocated more than 12,000. 13,000 families are no longer in the system, and CHA admits it cannot find 2,100 families who are displaced.
Public housing doesn't work. And in Chicago, it's coming down. Chicago began using federal housing dollars to blow up or knock down high-rise public housing in 1993. The plan shifted into high gear this year when the city signed a $1.5 billion deal with the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Under the plan for transformation, Chicago will destroy more public housing than any city in the country. And many public housing residents thought it was about time.
The lion's share of our families do well.
Chicago Housing Authority Chief Louis Jordan calls it the end of an ugly era.
You would have had to live there to understand how bad it had gotten.
The first Daley administration used federal funds to create what was supposed to be low-income housing, but then decided that it was too nice for low-income families, and instead sold those units off to more affluent whites, which might be where the Virginia Madsen character is supposed to be living.